everyone, welcome to another edition of Boxing for Real. I'm your host, Don Omega. Iron Truth back with me. We're going to do a mailbag here, so let's get to the first question.
Okay, we got, this is from Sucker Punch, and he writes, is Manny Pacquiao the best 130-pound fighter in the world right now? Who has the best chance to beat him at 130? Who can he beat amongst the 135-pound fighters, and is he already a Hall of Famer? First of all, yes, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. He knocked out Erik Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yes.
And he beat Juan Manuel Marquez. Forget the draw. He knocked him down 3 times in the first round. The judge admitted he scored the fight wrong. That should be no question. They should have
been changed.
They should have gone back and changed it immediately. The judge flat out admitted, so at least he had enough decency to do that. Anyway, you said, is he the best 130-pound fighter in the world? Absolutely, yes.
You can't argue
No,
right
he
now.
beat Barrera and Morales once again. Who has the best chance to beat him at 130? I say Barrera, even though he got destroyed. If they had a rematch, he would come with everything. He is better in rematches, always. And he'd come with everything, and I think he could come up with a game plan. He's got to stick on the outside better with Pacquiao. He can't just fight him, and I think he would have the best chance to beat him, actually. And as far as who could Pacquiao beat at 135, everyone besides Casamayor. That's the only guy I would pick against him, and wouldn't be shocked if Pacquiao could beat him. So as far as Diaz, Julio Diaz, Juan Diaz, Julio Diaz is a joke. Diego Corrales, Pacquiao destroys. Hopefully that can get made sometime in the future. Love to see that. But anyway, your thoughts on those questions?
Yeah, Juan Diaz doesn't have the power or the style to beat Pacquiao. I would give him the best chance at 135 besides Casamayor. But again, he just doesn't have the power or the style to beat him.
Horrible style for Pacquiao, actually.
And yeah, he'd get stopped. And Who else? 130? Yeah, I'd have to agree. Barrera has the best chance to beat him. Morales has a good chance. I guess Raheem would have a good chance at beating him.
That's true.
Especially at 135. 130, 135, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That'd be someone that would have a good chance at beating him. Although I would still pick Pacquiao over him. And I'd pick Pacquiao over anyone 135 and below besides Joel Casamayor.
Definitely. Next question. You say all the champions are garbage except Hasim Rahman, yet Rahman's already been knocked out by Maskaev, Evander Holyfield, David Tua, and Lennox Lewis. He also lost a decision to Ruiz and was almost knocked out by Corey Sanders. And you think this guy chased Vitali out of boxing? Ha ha ha, where are you two hillbillies from? Arkansas?
First thing, you got the wrong Corey Sanders listed, pal. He spelled it C-O-R-E-Y, which is a totally different Corey Sanders. That's Corey T-Rex Sanders.
That's the guy that knocked out Maskaev, actually. And Corey Sanders, C-O-R-R-I-E, is the one Rahman knocked out.
The one that
knocked out Vladimir Klitschko in 2 rounds. Absolutely.
38-year-old.
Yep, and he gave Vitali trouble, coming in out of shape, didn't fight for a long time.
Already announced his retirement.
Yep, but even before the fight, Vitali struggled the whole time. And as far as Rahman running Vitali out of boxing, yes, he did. 4 times. 4 times he pulled out of the fight. You don't do that with one fight. That doesn't happen. April 30th, May 14th, I believe, then June 18th, and then also November 12th, 2005. Pulled out every time. They were a week up to the fight. It was like a Wednesday when the fight was on a Saturday. Vitali pulled out 3 days before the fight. Rahman would have knocked him out. Vitali is a quitter. He's a bitch. He retired. Get over it. Try to get behind the other Klitschko. Well, maybe you don't want to get behind him. He might like that. But anyway, Rahman will knock him out too. Rahman's going to beat Maskaev. Yes, he lost to him. I didn't see that fight, but Rahman says he was controlling the whole way through. I can believe that. I'm not going to say anything as to whether or not that's true or not. Maskaev did knock him out through the ring, so we'll see what happens in the rematch. Holyfield did beat Rahman. That's no real shame. Holyfield was a great fighter. Ruiz did beat him. It was a terrible, horrible fight. Rahman came
Rahman
in.
did get headbutted by Holyfield,
Yeah.
by the way, as
And-
was very obvious
Yeah.
by the embryo growing out of the side of his
Yeah,
head,
looked like he had a second head there. And
or a child coming out of it.
And Ruiz did beat him. Rahman came in out of shape, unprepared, but he did lose, and that's what got him focused. That's how he is to where he is now.
Look at who Vladimir Klitschko, whom you obviously like. Look who he got knocked out by. Look who he got beat by.
Yeah.
Lehman Brewster, Ross Purity.
Corey
Ross
Sanders.
Purity, come on.
Yeah.
Corey Sanders.
Yeah, and
Corey Sanders? And don't be telling me, yeah, Sanders can hit. So?
yeah,
He
and,
shouldn't be able to hit a world-class fighter, should he?
right. And the thing is, Rahman knocked him out. He knocked Klitschko out. So that kills the Corey Sanders argument right there. So if you think Corey Sanders is a bum, what does that say about Klitschko, who you do like, obviously? Anyway, as far as Tua, Rahman dominated that fight. Tua hit him after the bell, was not deducted a point, carried over into the 9th round. Tua finished him up and got a knockout against him. Rahman clearly beat him by decision, knocked him down right after the bell, right as the bell, whatever, it wasn't counted. Shouldn't have mattered anyway. They somehow scored it a draw, a complete BS decision. Rahman beat him clearly. Rahman was out of shape also for that fight. Still controlled Tua. Lewis, so what? It's Lennox Lewis. He beat him. Rahman even has a win over him. No big deal. Anyway, Rahman is the best of the 4 heavyweight champs. Tony is the best in the division. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I have to agree. Rahman, he's lost to some questionable opposition, mainly John Ruiz, absolutely. But you know what? He's built himself back up. He's proven himself so far. Well, that's going to be our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, check us out, omegafights.com. Be sure to email us at our mailbag, boxingforreal@gmail.com. Okay, before we go, I want to give a shout out to the guys over at fightfan.com. Be sure to check them out. Looks like we'll be working together pretty soon, bringing some interviews hopefully, and looking forward to that partnership. So check out their website, fightfan.com. Great website, home of Emmanuel Augustus it looks like, and well, take care.